Hey guys, welcome to another Comic-Con. What is this, your 100th, 200th Comic-Con?
Actually, it's my
It
fifth.
feels emotionally, yes, but
Yes.
my fourth, your fifth.
Yeah, but we've definitely put in our hours at all of our Comic-Cons.
Yeah, Robbie and I don't breeze in and breeze out. We're in here. We go deep for 3-4 days.
Yeah.
But this time around, you bring something special to, especially to the newly launched Comic-Con HQ.
Yes, very
and
exciting.
it's called what? Kings of Con.
Kings of Con, yeah.
Go ahead and tell us how that originally.
Well, Rich and I both had roles on Supernatural, the CW show that's been on now for 12 seasons. And so we do conventions for that show. And we've been doing that for about 7 years. We do about 18 to 20 a year. And so...
Which, by the way, in convention terms, is a lot of conventions.
Yeah. It does. It boils down to lots of hours in the convention circuit. So we we met each other on the circuit. We get along really well and have the same sense of humor, and have amassed a bunch of funny stories around the globe at these things behind the scenes. And so we said, let's put this into a show.
Let's do it. And so we wrote it. We got some fan support from a crowdfunding campaign, and it caught the eye of some news organizations who wrote some articles, and that caught the eye of Seth Lederman, who was starting Comic-Con HQ, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
So how did you guys approach this? Did you guys journal your activities, or you just brainstorm, or what?
Well, Robbie and I are both writers, respectively, as individuals previous to this. We had made notes on things that we thought were funny, that weren't necessarily strong enough to be the entire plots, but just moments that we thought were funny. And when we came time to actually make the show and write the show, Rob and I got together and basically broke the story like you would if you had a team of writers, only our team was a team of two. And we figured out what the characters were and broke 10 episodes for the season. In each episode, something from our real experience happens. It may be something that we inflate for comedic purposes, but every episode has something that we had in our notes as a real event or a real mess up or mishap or whatever.
Yeah,
or a real character we met or something like that.
Yeah. And it got to the point where like something funny would happen, and we'd say, okay, write that down.
Write that down. So that's basically what happened. Robbie and I wrote it sort of the traditional way, but infusing from our list of notes something from the convention world.
So it's it's kind of like Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's it's inspired by reality, but not a reality show in any way. It's a scripted show where we play sort of amped up versions of our actual selves.
So you created a new fictional characters of yourselves, or
in the same way that Jerry Seinfeld plays Jerry on Seinfeld, or Larry David. Like, his name is Rob, my name is Rich, but the characters around us are not using their real names. The universe around us is different.
Yeah.
Our histories and our actual personas are not our actual personas. The only thing that's based on a semblance of reality is our comedic relationship, which Rob and I have developed over time, doing conventions and being on stage together. So we just took that and said, well, that's the backbone of the story, the character of these two guys and how they deal with each other and their relationship and their history, and everything else around it we built as fiction. So we it's like the Bob Newhart model. I mean, Bob's never telling Bob's story, but Bob's always Bob.
Right. Or Flight of the Conchords even is another one. They're playing their actual names or who they are in the show. It's obviously a comedic version of themselves.
You guys feel kind of odd recreating your past experiences?
Yeah, there are a couple, like Rich said, there are a couple, some of the things that are real that are in the show are just little bits or little pieces of a character or something, but then there are other stories that specifically happen to us that we recreate. And that was kind of an interesting thing, because we're going, wait, what did happen in real life?
Yeah. I thought it was interesting to see it through the comedic lens, though, because some of these characters that we put in there, or situations, were humorous, and then we built upon them for comedic purposes.
Right.
So we're watching an actor portray somebody that we had really run into, or other actors portray, reenact a situation that actually occurred, and of course doing it cinematically and through a comedic translation. And it's interesting to sort of see point A to point B, how it pans out.
Yeah, and even writing it's kind of fun when you're writing something that really happened, because you're like, you're normally like, oh, what would happen next if you're making it up? But if it really happened, you're like, what did happen next? Comic-Con HQ gave us a note early on with this one story that we retell, and they're like, this does not seem realistic, this would happen. We're like, but it happened, that's how it went.
Yeah. So, like, some of these events happen, like, behind the scenes, on stage, at an autograph booth?
I'd say 90% of the story we're telling is behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Conventions are the world in which the show is set, but that's the backdrop, really, in the same way that in 30 Rock, it's a group of people who are making a variety show, but you rarely see the variety show. It's about the inner workings of the of the behind the scenes world and the personalities that clash and get along in that space. And that's what this is. It's a story about Robin Rich and the other crazy people at conventions who are always the actors paid to be there.
So who are like some of these people might be like stage hands, stage managers, PR people?
Yes, but mainly actors. It's really about the actors and the handlers and the people who run the specific convention.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's rarely, there's agent characters, some other fringe characters, but essentially it's the core group of people that travel. Because you do a lot of conventions, which Rob and I do, it becomes like a road show. You have a group of people that move together, and they're not agents, and they're not managers, and they're not, God bless the PR people, they're not PR people. It's the people who run the convention, it's the actors involved, which kind of rotate, and a few of the sort of heads of that company. So it has more of a, rock concert / circus feel to it,
Yes.
Well, give us a tease, like of an interesting story that, that.
Well, yeah, one time we were in New Jersey, and we just got rolled into town, got to our hotel rooms. We're on the 9th floor. He was in room 911, I'm in room 923. And I decided to call him on his room phone, which we often do, to say, let's go get a beer. And I dialed his room number without pressing 7 first, so I ended up dialing 911. And I thought it was just Rich doing a bit on the other line, when they're asking me what the emergency was. And so I freak out and hang up, and then realize thought I'd done something wrong. So I go into Rich's room, I'm telling him the story, and he said, this is hilarious.
I did.
Let's get this on video. So he starts taping me telling him
Trying
the
to get
story.
him to reenact it, yeah.
And then there's this big knock on the door, and it's the police. That all happened. That all really happened.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
from there, we take that nugget of reality and take the story from
Right. So there's a lot of that. It's Rich and Rob are kind of outrageous personalities, and it's the shenanigans that they get in. Like we said, behind the scenes, which people may not always know about.
That's awesome. Well, tell us where we could see it, and will there be season 2?
Well, I'll tell you where you can see it, and that's at comicconhq.com. That's comic-con-hq.com.
That's right.
That happens to be a premium digital network.
And we've got 10 episodes that will be coming at you this fall.
This fall. As far as season 2 goes,
There we go. Hey, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it. Thank you.